Hi again Year 4, it's Miss Murphy to do your spelling video again this week. I hope you enjoyed last week's video on the long vowel A sound. We're going to follow a similar structure this week, starting with some warm-up activities to get our brains whirring, and then I will give you some activities to do with this week's spellings. This week our spelling words are going to focus on 3 different prefixes. So, before we begin, we need to make sure we can remember what a prefix is. Have a little think now and stay tuned for a short video clip to help us refresh our minds.
Prefixes are a group of letters which change a word's meaning when they're added to the start. Hang on a minute, are you tidying up? Nice job, looking tidy. That doesn't sound good. Oh, great, you've made it untidy. Really helpful. Oh, lovely, you're doing some decorating. Oh, pack it in. Now somebody's going to have to do some redecorating. Right, let's just try and behave. Adding a prefix can really change a word's meaning, like misbehave. Yes, like that.
So, prefixes are a group of letters that change the meaning of a word when they are added to the start. Most prefixes mean a similar thing when they're added to different words. This week we are going to focus on the prefixes dis, miss and un. Let's take a look at those together now. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down as many words that you can think of which contain the prefixes dis, miss or un. I'll start you off. So if I think about dis, I'm thinking of a word that you can put dis in front of to make a new word. I can think of organised and disorganised. So I'm just going to write down disorganised. Disorganised, miss. Again, I'm thinking of a word that you can put miss at the front of it to change the meaning of the word. I'm thinking of understood and misunderstood. So I'm going to write misunderstood. Misunderstood. And un, again, a word that you can put un at the beginning of it to change its meaning. I can think of unhappy, so here I'm just going to write unhappy. Okay, get your thinking caps on and writing hands ready. Write down as many words that you can think of which start with dis, miss or un. 3, 2, 1. You've got 2 minutes. Off you go. Okay, time's up. Let's come back together to have a little look at how many words you found out that contain the dis, miss and un prefixes. I had a go as well. I thought of all of these words. What words did you manage to write down which had the dis, miss and un prefixes on? Did you get any of the same ones as me? Pause the video now to have a look. Now, as I said at the beginning of our video lesson today, prefixes have a meaning which changes the meaning of the whole word when added to it. It is really important we know what the prefix means so we can work out the definition of the whole word. Take a look at all the words you have written down. What do you think the prefixes miss, dis and un mean? I'll give you a little hint. They all have a very similar meaning. That's right, Year 4. Well done. The prefixes dis, miss and un that we are looking at this week all have a negative meaning. Let's take a look at the prefix dis. What does the prefix dis means? If you dislike something, it means you do not like it. If you disconnect from something, it means you break a connection, so it is not connected anymore. If you disobey something, it means you do not follow a command. Therefore, the prefix dis means not, or the opposite of. It has a negative meaning. Let's take a look at the prefix miss. If you put the prefix miss in front of the word take to make the word mistake, it means to do something wrong. If you misread something, it means you read something wrongly. If you misplace something, it means you put something in the wrong place. They all have the word wrong. So therefore the prefix miss means wrong or false. Again, it has a negative meaning. If we have a look at the prefix un, the word unhappy means to not be happy. Unkind means to not be kind. To uncover means to take a cover off, so it is not covered anymore. They all have the word not in. Therefore, the prefix un means not. So, now we know what the prefixes mean, we are going to play a few games with words which contain the miss, dis and un prefixes. The games will contain lots of words with these prefixes in. You can play all 3 of the games or just choose 1 or 2 to have a go at. After we have completed the activities, I will share your 9 spelling words for this week with you and give you some more activities to do to just practice those words at home. Our first prefix game is a game called Prefix Sort. I want you to draw a really quick table with 3 columns, 1 column with dis, 1 with miss and 1 with un, just like this. I'm going to share a list of words now for you to sort into the correct columns. However, the words do not have the prefixes on, so it's up to you to work out which prefix could correctly be put at the beginning of the word. As on my turn, one of the words I'm going to show you is agree. Now, when I think about the word agree, I know that dis is the correct prefix, which changes the word to disagree. Unagree and misagree are not real words. So I'm going to write disagree in the dis column. Disagree. Disagree. As a Chili 3 challenge, some of the words may fit into more than one of the columns. 2 prefixes may be able to go at the beginning of that word. I'm going to show you the words that you need to sort in a minute, so make your table now, wait for the words, press pause and see if you can sort them into the correct columns. Okay, here are the words. See if you can work out what prefix can go at the beginning of each of these words and sort it into the correct column in your table. Pause the video now to have a go. Okay, here is our check. I have written all the words into the correct column. Take a look and see if you managed to sort them correctly. I have underlined in red the words of the Chili 3 challenge. These words fitted into more than one column. For example, the word misuse and disuse both work. The root word use can have the prefix miss in front of it and the prefix dis in front of it. Pause the video now to check that you got them all into the correct columns. Okay, our next prefix activity is called Prefix Pairs. To play this game, you will need some paper, a pen and some scissors. I want you to cut the paper up into little cards, big enough to write a word on. I have made some here using my sentence strips, but yours can be a lot smaller. I'm going to show you a list of words in a second and I want you to write 1 word on each little card you have, just like this. Here I've got count, here I've got appear, and here I've got inform. I'll show you the words to write down now. Pause the video now and write down each of these words on one of the little cards that you have made. Now I want you to write down the prefixes on the little cards. You will need a few of each prefixes or we're going to try and match them to the correct words that we have already written down on our cards. I will show you how many of each you need now. I have written my prefixes on different colour paper to the words, but it doesn't matter if you can't do that. It will still work on the same colour paper too. There are the prefixes that you need to write down on your little cards. You need 6 cards which have the prefix un on it, 5 cards which have the prefix dis on it, and 3 cards which have the prefix miss on it. Pause the video now to make those little cards for our prefix pair game. Okay, now you've made all your cards, I want you to lay them face down on the floor or on a table, just like this. You can either play the game by yourself or with members of your household. You've got to pick up 2 cards. If they match to make a new word, you can keep them. If not, you have to put them back. If you are playing as a group, take it in turns. I'm going to have a go at playing, so I'm going to pick up this card, dis, and this one, honest. Oh, dishonest. That makes a word, so I get to keep it. Now it's your turn. Have a go at playing this game. Our final game is called Prefix and Suffix Roll and Write. This game is going to help us practice our 3 prefixes for this week and consolidate our learning of prefixes and suffixes we have already learnt about. You will need a dice or the interactive dice tool we played with last week, which I will show you again now. Last week we went on to onlinestopwatch.com and used their interactive dice tool. You can do the same for this week's game if you want to. To roll the dice, you click on it and it simply rolls a new number. You are going to roll a dice. Whatever it lands on is the prefix you will use. My dice landed on 4, so I'm going to use the prefix dis. Write the suffix that you have landed on down on your piece of paper. You have to choose a word from the root word list in the middle. That could be put after the prefix dis to change its meaning. Let's have a look. Diszip? No. Disresponsible? No. Disgenerous? No. Oh, disinfect. Yes, that's a real word. It means to not infect something. Add the root word that you have chosen after your prefix on your piece of paper to make your new word. Disinfect. Now I'm going to add a suffix or ending onto the end of the word. I have to think back to the spelling rules we have previously learnt to help with the spellings here. So let's have a look. My word is disinfect. Disinfectly. No, that's not a word. Disinfecting. Yes, disinfecting. Disinfects. Yes, that's a word. Miss Murphy disinfects the surface. And, disinfected. Miss Murphy disinfected the surface. So we've got 3 whole new words here just by adding suffixes onto the end of our word. Have a go at writing down all the new words that you can make by using 1 prefix, 1 root word, and a selection of suffixes. Have a go at the challenge now. How many different words can you make all together using the prefix and suffix roll and write? Now we have completed all of those activities and games to help us get familiar with different prefixes, we can have a look at our 9 spellings for this week. Our spellings all contain the dis, miss or un prefixes. Our spellings are disapprove, disadvantage, disappear, misuse, misbehave, misplace, uncertain, unbelievable and unfortunate. Pause the video now and write those down somewhere so you have them to play the rest of the activities with today and throughout the rest of the week. Okay, the first activity for you to practice your spelling words this week is called shape boxes. This is one you are all really familiar with from playing at school. I have drawn boxes for one of our spelling words and I want you to work out which word I've chosen. You need to look carefully at the ascender and descender boxes as those are your biggest clues. You can also count the total number of boxes as this will tell you how many letters there are in the word. So, for our first word we can see as the box goes up above the line, it starts with an ascender. If we look at our spelling list, we can see that dis is the only prefix that starts with an ascender. So this word must start with the dis prefix. D-I-S. Now, this word also has 2 descenders in the middle of it, so it can't be disadvantage as this only has 1 G descender at the end of the word. Now, if I count the total number of boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there are 9. So it can't be disapprove as disapprove has 10 letters in it. So this word that I have drawn the box for here must be disappear. Dis-a-p-p-e-a-r. Disappear. Okay, I've had a go at drawing my own shape boxes for some of our spelling words. You can try and work out which boxes I have drawn for which words now, or you can have a go at drawing your own shaped boxes for the spelling words. Pause the video now if you want to see my boxes to try and work out which words I have drawn the boxes for. Here are the answers for my shape boxes. The first one was misplace, then unfortunate, then disapprove, then misbehave, unbelievable, and misuse. If you haven't already, why not have a go at drawing some of your own shape boxes for some of your spelling words now? The next activity is called Spelling Grid. Using the letters in this grid, try to spell out the words from your spelling list. You can use the letters as many times as you need, writing the words down as you find them. One of your spelling words cannot be spelt though. Can you work out which one it is? Press pause now to use the grid to spell your words. Stay tuned and I will let you know which word it is that cannot be spelt. Okay, I told you that one of our spelling words from this week could not be made from the letters in the grid. How did you get on? Did any of you manage to work out what it was? Okay, I'm going to do the big reveal now. The word that could not be made from the spelling grid was unfortunate. In our grid there was no F for you to make the word unfortunate. Well done everybody, I hope you enjoyed that activity. For our next activity, I want you to have a go at filling the gaps in our sentences with our spelling words for this week. I have written 9 different sentences and each of our spelling words fits in the gaps in one of those sentences. Pause the video now to copy out the sentences and work out which word fills in each gap. As an extra challenge, you could have a go at writing your own sentences for each of our spelling words this week. You could even add a different suffix onto the end of the spelling words, see how that changes the meaning of it, and then write a sentence using the word with the prefix and the suffix. Okay, here's our check. I have popped the correct spelling word into each of the sentences. For number 1, it's disapprove. I disapprove of what you say because it is unkind. For number 2, the main disadvantage of the material is that it fades in the strong sunlight. Number 3, the fog began to disappear as the sun came out. Number 4, the king began to misuse his power. Number 5, please do not misbehave, said Miss Murphy. Number 6, Miss Murphy has a tendency to misplace her keys. Number 7, the father was uncertain about which road to take next. Number 8, we had an unbelievable time on holiday in Paris. And the last one, he was unfortunate to lose the competition in the final round. Okay, for our final activity today, I have created a spelling quiz on the website Kahoot. This is a great interactive website that allows you to create your own quizzes and for different people to play and interact with your games and quizzes. Attached to the parent mail was a sheet with the Kahoot URL link to our quiz for this week. You need to click on that link or copy and paste it into a browser on your laptop or your phone and it will take you to this screen here. It may ask you to put in the PIN for the game which was also on the sheet attached to the parent mail. When you get to this screen you need to enter your nickname to join the game. When you have done that, if I put in Miss Murph, you click OK Go and it will take you to the Year 4 spelling quiz. It will do a countdown and it will come up with a series of questions for you to answer. Once you've had a go playing the quiz, I will be able to see who's accessed it, if anyone found any questions difficult, if anyone needed any help, or if anyone didn't finish, and I will be able to support you that way. If you have any problems at all accessing the Kahoot quiz, please email the Year 4 email address, addressing it to Miss Murphy, and I will help you as soon as I can to get you on the quiz. Again, in the parent mail was the link for you to click on or put it into your URL on your browsers and the game pin if you need it. Happy quizzing! Hey, time for our Spelling Shed winners this week. Now 4M, I am so impressed because you are actually the top spelling group in the whole school this week with 58,924,432 points. So well done to 4M. You've all been working really hard on Spelling Shed this week. The rest of Year 4 have all done a really good job as well. In second place was 4B and then 4EP and 4S. So keep going everyone on Spelling Shed. If we take a look at our top spellers, our top speller is Ethan O in 4M. In second place is Joshua C in 4B, Caden P in 4S and George P in 4EP. And Ethan O is actually the top speller in the whole of the school as well this week. So congratulations to Ethan and all our other top spellers. A fabulous job everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this week's spelling video. There's lots of activities there on prefixes, suffixes and our 9 spelling words this week to keep you busy. Please send through any work that you have been doing to the Year 4 email address. I know myself and all the other Year 4 teachers absolutely love seeing what you've been getting up to at home, and keep busy on Spelling Shed as well. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.